Alright, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Arakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule and teach impeccably well. They have the absolute 144% truth, and peace, love, and citations, and safety to the hopeful elect. I was watching this video right here on the screen earlier, and I was thinking, man, these people who have these, who make these sanctuaries or rescue animals, the creations of Yahweh Shem Shai, go out there and actually help the animals, all right? Because there's some organizations who actually, who say they do, all right, but they actually don't. But the ones who actually do, all right, save animals from, impending doom or bad situations, this and that, because of the hell that we're in right now. The world is groaning. The creation is groaning, okay? Because Esau, Edom, the wicked is in rulership, right? Not just the nation of Israel who's suffering, but the whole world, man, all right? And I was thinking, man, these like I said, these people who who go out their way, who save animals. For instance, these are some alligators. I think they have some crocodiles too, but they save alligators, and they help them out, okay. And yeah, basically, that's what they do. But I was thinking, in this, through the spirit, man, I believe that these are Israelites, all right. They may look like heathens. They may look and have features of an Edomite or a Moabite or a person of the other nations, all right. But I believe that they're Israelites, man. Their seed line, their father's seed line goes back to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true Israelites, chosen people of the Bible, of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahshua, of the Lord, okay, which are we're different than in all these other nations, especially Esau, man. All right, Esau doesn't care about his beasts. He doesn't care about the creation of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahshua, or he wouldn't be polluting the earth. All right, polluting the oceans, the air, all right, driving animals to extinction, okay. There's been many animals, that went extinct because of the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, all right, and that's just facts, all right. That's straight up facts right there, man, all right. But I believe these people who they may look like white people, they may look like a heathen nation. They may not look like a Israelite, but like I said, they're the speckled, they're a speckled bird, man. They're confusion of face. All right, they're Israelites. All right, whose father's seed line goes back to an Israelite, a so-called black Latino or Native American. All right, let me show you this video. All right. And why I say so is because, only an Israelite will care for his beast, care for, Yahweh Shem Shai's creation, okay? All right, that's an Israelite trait, but a heathen trait, well, some heathens take care of their animals, like Moab and, the other nations, Ham and Japheth and them, but even to an extent, they're even cruel to their animals, to the creation of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, all right, in certain ways, but not to the same extent as the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, all right, killing animals, all right, throwing them in kennels, just leaving them there, all right, doing these lab tests on rats and dogs and animals and monkeys, sending a monkey into outer space, all right. and sending dogs to outer space, okay, to test how they would react in an environment where a terrestrial animal isn't created for. Esau's cruel, man, to these animals. But Jake, as an Israelite, even for instance me, man, I love animals, man. All right, I would never, have the desire to hurt an animal. Okay. Every time I see a bird, even a bird, man, all right, a dog, all right, and those are just some common animals, man. Especially when they come up, they cross my path. Like, oh shoot, what's up, man? I try to be at peace with them. Throw my blessing if I got the time. This and that. And these are just common animals. Like when I run into a deer or and plus animals and insects. They're less common nowadays because the earth is way out of whack. All right, like a couple years ago, there was more insects, more animals, out and about, because the earth wasn't as messed up as it is now. All right, now I barely. It's either I must not go outside enough, or, I just don't see animals like that nowadays, man. But yeah, man. This place is going to shit. It's got to be destroyed. All right. For there to be the kingdom of heaven. All right. Where all things will be made new. Okay. All these creatures that went extinct, they're going to come back in the kingdom of heaven. I believe in that. All right. There's a scripture that says there is no end of all people. All right. The same people that were back in the ancient days, all right, they're still up, they're back on the scene, man. They're just called different names, man. Okay. They're in different parts of the world. All right. They're not in their original land. Okay. Like Japheth, the so-called Hawaiians and Islanders in the Pacific, who live in New Guinea, who've been almost, the Aborigines, those are all one people, man. They used to dwell in all of Asia and Europe. That used to be their land, okay? But Esau, Edom, and all these wars and empires, thousands of years went and passed. Now they're only driven. They've been driven all the way back to the islands, man. Okay, they used to dwell all over Asia, all over Australia, all over the islands, all over Europe. Okay, that was the land that they were given to, man. Okay, so there's no end of all people, man. And the same goes with the animals. Okay, the so-called dinosaurs. I believe that they're gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, these extinct animals. I was watching earlier a YouTube video about the thylacine, the Tasmanian tiger, which is a marsupial. Okay, it's not an actual tiger, but that thing's been extinct. All right, and I believe that's gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven too, man. All right, all these extinct animals that you don't see no more, the behemoths, which are the so-called dinosaurs, the leviathan. All right. They're all going to be brought back into the kingdom of heaven, okay? But as of right now, we got to do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahshua to the best of our ability so we can get first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, man. Establish righteousness, okay? And that all starts right now, all right? By keeping the ways of the Lord, doing his will, all right, etc. But I'm going to get back on track. Like I said, these people who, I believe these are Jakes, all right, in this video, all right, because of the way they, they care for the alligators, the so-called alligators, man, all right. They treat them like one of us, as they're supposed to be treated, Yeah, they're in cages, but, the environment out there in Florida is so messed up, there's no good place to put them. And plus, they were raised by humans in aquariums, So when you put these alligators who've been in captivity most of their lives, when you set them free in the wild, they're not going to function right, and they're going to ultimately die and perish. All right, in competition to the alligators who are used to, who've been living in the wild their whole lives. All right, so the best place for these alligators who've been rescued is to be in these in these sanctuaries. These, what's another word for it? In these basically nursing homes for animals, for alligators, man. Okay, but let me continue the video. See, these alligators, they don't know how to hunt because their whole lives, they've been fed, food, right, mouth, fed food by hand, So if you put them in the wild, they're not going to function right. They're not going to be able to hunt food efficiently as the other wild alligators, okay? And I believe these people are Jakes, Israelites who are taking care of these creatures, man, okay? Because an Edomite would kill these animals, and eat them, or kill them and just use the skin for them, or just kill them just for fun, for sport, as the wicked people that they are, okay? You heard that? They can't even be set back in the wild, man. That's how messed up this world is, man. All right? These animals are supposed to be in the wild, man. Okay? Not kept in a basement, not kept in an aquarium or, in someone's backyard, They're supposed to be let loose in the wild, man. Okay? All right?
school. These are some of our smaller alligators. Many of them have had their growth stunted from being stuck in small habitats. There she is. Hers is so cute. They're so interesting. During the daytime, their pupils are vertical. Then at nighttime, their pupils dilate, so they're almost circular. And then, so in the back of their eye, they have these little tiny crystals that are almost like mirrors, and then they're reflecting the light back. Alligators can swim up to 20 miles per hour.
Praises to Yahweh Shmi Yahshua.
About 11 miles per hour, faster than humans. So never think that you can outswim or outrun an alligator. Girl, Grace. Just a gentle girl. Alligators lose their teeth every year to year and a half, so they can go through about 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in their whole life. We find teeth all over our ponds and our habitats just naturally as they lose their teeth. They're really intelligent. Their relationships are different depending on the people that they're working with. They learn all of our voices really well. When there's strangers there, they don't really pay too much attention. Gator!
Yeah, you get the point, man. Let me get these scriptures out. This is Proverbs 12 and 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beasts, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. You know, where they find these animals at, man? All right, you know, in their own little animal captivity, man, in the basements of people's houses, all right, in the backyard of these people's houses, you know, all right, in aquariums, all right. That's Esau trying to be tender and merciful to these animals, but that's ultimately being cruel to these animals, man. Okay, because Esau don't know how to take care of the earth. You know, it says a righteous man regardeth the life of his beasts. Okay, Jake, Israel. You know, we know how to take care of the animals, man, by just leaving them alone. All right, by not messing with them. All right, not overkilling them, not making them our best little friends. You know, all right. You know, these animals were created to do what they're supposed to do, man, and that's, you know, whatever they're created to do, man. Like a catfish is made to filter out, you know, the water, man. All right, not to be eaten. Okay. Sardines are not made. Sardines were made to. They're created to, you know, feed other animals and feed us, man, because they're lawful food. Okay, but not to be overeaten. Okay, overfished. All right, genetically modified, farmed. No, man. Etc. Man, you know, bison, you know, weren't made to be killed and destroyed to extinction. Sperm whales weren't made to be destroyed and killed for just their oil, you know, in their noses. All right, and driven to extinction. All right, you know, Esau used to use the oil in their, you know, their basically blowhole, you know, on the top of their heads, for lighting lamps back in the 1800s, 1900s. All right. All right. Esau damn near killed all the sperm whales to extinction, man. All right, because the oil used to, you know, light lamps for a longer time than regular oil, whatever oil they were using. Okay. So yeah, man. That's why I believe, you know, these people in that video were Jake's, because, you know, they're, you know, it says a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, right? You know, and a smart man, a smart person would know that an animal that's been living in captivity all its life, throw it in the wild, it's not gonna really live, man. All right. Romans 8:19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh, the sons of power. All right. Okay. This is the earnest for the earnest expectation of the creature. All right. Waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. All right. So the creatures, man, the animals, they're groaning and waiting. They're even rooting for us, man, rooting for the elect. All right. They're waiting also, just as we're waiting, man, patiently. All right. Suffering, going through it. All right. For the return of Yahweh Shah, for righteousness to be established upon the earth, so we don't have to suffer no more, man, with this devil being in power, man. Okay. When the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. And not just the people, but the animals, the earth. Okay. Mourning. Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth. Okay. The earth mourneth. Okay. And fadeth away. Right. Animals are going extinct. All right. Things are becoming more scarce. Okay. Running out of resources. This and that. The sky and the water and the air and the food. Everything's defiled and fading away. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. Right? The haughty people of the earth do languish. Okay? Why? Because Esau, Edom's in rulership. Okay? Seeing those alligators, just seeing that, man. Alligators with their own. It's basically an alligator nursing home. Straight up. That's what kind of state that this earth is in, man. Okay? It's ridiculous. All right, Revelation 21:5. Oh, yeah. Okay, Revelation 21:5. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. Okay? So Yahweh Bashim Yahshua is going to make all things new. Okay? Refresh the whole earth. He's going to press the spiritual refresh button. Starting off with Yahweh returning, man. Okay? Taking down the wicked and these other nations. Putting these nations and the wicked into captivity. And establishing righteousness, man. Okay? And putting Israel on top. Forever. Everything's going to be at peace. And nobody's going to go off no more ever again. Okay? So I pray that this was edifying to the whole full elect. I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Harakakwadash, DTA, Baba Ball, hopefully very soon. Until next time, I'm going to say shalom.